summer transfer market is heating up across Europe, and several major clubs are already fighting themselves in difficult negotiations. Paris Saint-Germain have reportedly rejected Juventus' latest attempt to sign French striker Randal Colomwani. The Italian giant proposed a paid loan deal that included either an option or an obligation to buy worth around €32 million. Paris Saint-Germain, however, are standing firm. The French champions are only willing to sell the 27-year-old if an offer between €45 million to €50 million arrives. Juventus CEO Giovanni Cannavale admitted that discussions have stalled because of the significant gap between the two clubs' valuations. Despite new manager Luciano Spalletti viewing Colomwani as one of his top attacking targets, negotiations are currently at a standstill, with talks frozen. Paris Saint-Germain are now prepared to listen to offers from other interested clubs. Meanwhile, Tottenham Hotspur have completed a temporary departure of Romanian defender Radu Dragusin, who joins Fiorentina on a season-long loan. After making 48 appearances for Spurs in all competitions and helping the club to lift a European trophy, Dragusin now returns to Serie A, looking for a regular football following a frustrating period disrupted by a series of injuries. The agreement includes €1.5 million loan fee. Fiorentina will also be required to purchase the defender permanently for €17.5 million if certain appearances-related conditions are met during the season. These have reportedly officially unveiled exciting Portuguese youngster Giovanni Quenda as their newest signing. The 19-year-old arrived from Sporting CP in a deal worth €42 million, although the agreement between both clubs had actually been completed a year ago. Comfortable playing as both a wing-back and a winger, Quenda has signed a long-term contract running until June 2034. He is expected to immediately compete for a place in the first team under new manager Xabi Alonso. Speaking after the announcement, Giovanni Quenda described the move as a dream come true. He thanked Chelsea for believing in his potential and promised to bring hard work, determination and winning mentality as he begins the next chapter of his career in West London. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Fulham have confirmed the appointment of Alvaro Arbeloa as their new head coach. The former Real Madrid manager has signed a contract until the summer 2029 after replacing Marco Silva, whose deal expired at the end of last season. The managerial curaçao behind the scenes is equally fascinating. Marco Silva has taken charge of Benfica after Jose Mourinho left Portuguese club to become Real Madrid's new manager. Arbeloa himself had been promoted to Madrid's senior team in January 2026 following Xabi Alonso's dismissal, guiding Los Blancos to the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals before accepting Fulham's offer. His mission now is clear: improve a Fulham side that finished 11th in the Premier League last season and push them closer to European qualification. Inter Milan have strengthened their goalkeeping department by completing the signing of Ivan Provedel from Lazio in a deal worth €3 million. The 32-year-old goalkeeper, who has openly admitted that he supported Inter Milan as a child, has signed a contract until June 2029. Although Provedel arrived with plenty of Serie A experience, Inter Milan fans may need to wait before seeing him in action. The veteran goalkeeper is still recovering from shoulder injury after suffering a serious injury last season. Medical staff expect him to return to full fitness around the end of August, when he will begin competing with Jose Martinez for the number 1 spot following Jan Sommer's departure. Real Betis have also completed a permanent deal for Ferran Garcia from Real Madrid. The 26-year-old left-back has signed a 4-year contract that will keep him in Sevilla until 2030. With the arrivals of Milos Kerkez, Ferland Mendy and Abel Carreras increasing competition at Real Madrid, Garcia found his opportunities becoming increasingly limited. Madrid agreed to sell him without including a buyback clause, although they wisely retained 50% of any future transfer profits. Ferran Garcia now hopes regular playing time at Real Betis will help him revive his career after completing his second spell with Los Blancos. Away from club football, France's national team may have reached the quarter-final of the 2026 FIFA World Cup after defeating Paraguay 1-0, but problems are reportedly developing behind the scenes. Young Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Zaire Emery is said to be growing increasingly frustrated after failing to play a single minute during France's first 5 matches of the tournament. The 20-year-old recently helped Paris Saint-Germain to win back-to-back UEFA Champions League titles and has earned praise from Luis Enrique for his versatility. Yet national team coach Didier Deschamps continues to rely on the experienced midfield pairing of Manu Koning and Andre Rabiot. The situation has reportedly created tension inside the French dressing room ahead of their crucial quarter-final clash against Morocco. Meanwhile, Italian football will soon welcome back one of its greatest legends. Reports suggest that Paolo Maldini is close to accepting the role of a technical director for the Italian national team. The appointment is part of a major restructuring led by newly elected FIGC president Giovanni Malabo after Italy's disappointing failure to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Following the departures of Gennaro Gattuso and Gianluigi Buffon from senior leadership positions, the federation wants to appoint a technical director before selecting a new board coach. Antonio Conte and Roberto Mancini remain among the leading candidates for the coaching position, while Maldini is expected to oversee the long-term sporting project, with a strong focus on rebuilding Italy's youth development system and restoring the Azzurros to international prominence. Norway have been dealt on an unexpected setback ahead of their 2026 FIFA World Cup final against England in Miami. Fresh off their stunning 2-1 victory over Brazil, the Scandinavian side is now battling problems away from the pitch. Head coach Stor Solbakken revealed that several members of his squad have fallen ill with fever and persistent coughs. The coaching being linked to the demanding travel schedules across the United States and the constant changes between outdoor heat and heavily air-conditioned environments. England have their own concern as well. The veteran midfielder Jordan Henderson has officially been ruled out of the remainder of the tournament through injury, forcing Thomas Tuchel to reshuffle his midfield plans before the knockout clash. In Germany, one of football's biggest managerial appointments is now all but complete. According to Transfer Insider, Nicolas Schiri, Jurgen Klopp has agreed to become the next head coach of the German national team on contract running until June 2030. The German Football Association moves quickly after the country's disappointing exit in the round of 32 at the 2026 World Cup, where they were eliminated by Paraguay in a penalty shootout. Jurgen Klopp is expected to restore the high-intensity football, discipline and winning mentality that once made Germany one of the world's most feared national teams. Rather than searching for a short-term fix, the federation is placing its faith in a long-term rebuilding project under the former boss of Liverpool. The transfer market is also heating up for Rangers midfielder Nicolas Raskin. The Belgian international has significantly boosted his reputation after playing a key role in Belgium's impressive run to the World Cup quarterfinals. His energetic display and tactical discipline have attracted interest from several clubs across Europe, while Spanish side Villarreal and Real Betis have monitored him closely. Inter Milan have now emerged as one of the strongest contenders for his signature. Rangers are under no pressure to sell, especially with Raskin's market value rising rapidly, but the opportunity to play Champions League football with Inter Milan could prove difficult for the player to ignore. Chelsea also have an important decision to make regarding Enzo Fernandez. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano reports that the midfielder representatives are scheduled to meet with Chelsea officials immediately after the World Cup concludes. Contract extension talks have been stalled since late last year, and both parties have yet to reach an agreement. Although Real Madrid and Manchester City have not submitted formal offers, uncertainty surrounding Enzo Fernandez's future continues to fuel speculation. The Argentine remains one of Chelsea's most influential players, finishing last season with 10 goals and 4 assists in 36 appearances, making the upcoming discussions crucial for both the player and the club. Barcelona are stepping up their pursuit of one of Belgium's brightest young talent. According to reports from Mundo Deportivo, the Catalan Giants have reopened discussions to sign 18-year-old winger Bloc Pusiwo during this summer's transfer window. The highly rated youngster has been on Barcelona's radar for quite some time after impressing with his club's youth academy and helping the under-19 side to reach the UEFA Youth League final. While the original plan was to develop him with Barca Athletic Club, officials are now considering fast-tracking him into the senior squad if he adapts quickly. Meanwhile, uncertainty continues to surround Eduardo Camavinga's future at Real Madrid. Journalist Ramon Alvarez reports that French midfielder could be available this summer if the right offer arrives. Camavinga struggled to meet expectations throughout the 2025-26 campaign. A new manager, Jose Mourinho, is believed to prefer a midfield built around Jude Bellingham, Arda Güler, and Bernardo Silva. With Madrid looking to reshape the squad, selling Camavinga could generate funds for another midfield reinforcement requested by Mourinho. Arsenal have also moved swiftly to strengthen their goalkeeping option. Reports indicate that the Gunners have reached a personal agreement with former Leeds United goalkeeper Ilan Meslier, who is available as a free agent. The French goalkeeper is expected to arrive at the Emirates without a transfer fee, giving Arsenal valuable depth between the posts. His arrival could also trigger the departure of backup goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga, who is reportedly seeking regular first team football after spending much of last season on the bench. According to The Atlantic, the future of Mauricio Pochettino as a head coach of United States men's national team remains uncertain, following a heavy 4-1 defeat to Belgium in the round of 16 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. US Soccer has confirmed that a full review of the team's performance will take place once the tournament officially concludes. Pochettino's contract expires after the World Cup, and although the Federation appreciates the progress made since his appointment in September 2024, officials believe significant improvements are still required if the United States hopes to compete consistently with the world's elite nations. The Argentine manager described his 2-year spell with the national team as an unforgettable experience, but admitted that falling short of expectations at a home World Cup makes this difficult moment for everyone involved. A final decision is regarding his future is expected in the coming weeks. Arsenal's summer rebuild is far from over. After completing the signing of Piero Hincapié in a deal worth €34.5 million, Mikel Arteta is already preparing the club's next moves once the 2026 FIFA World Cup comes to an end. One player expected to leave North London is Leandro Trossard. Reports suggest that the Belgian winger is closing in on a transfer to Besiktas, with both clubs nearing an agreement worth around €15.5 million. Arsenal intend to immediately reinvest those funds into strengthening their midfield. Their top target is French international Manu Kone of Roma. After impressing throughout the World Cup, the midfielder has reportedly received strong backing from Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira. The Gunners are now working to finalize a deal worth approximately €43 million, hoping to complete the transfer before pre-season preparation begins. Meanwhile, Barcelona president Joan Laporta is dreaming of pursuing William Saliba with Paul Kubasi to create one of Europe's strongest defensive partnerships. However, convincing Arsenal to sell their defensive leader will be anything but not easy. The Gunners are said to value Saliba at around 150 million euros, a figure that makes any potential deal extremely difficult for Barcelona given the club's financial limitations. To make matters even more complicated, both Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain continue to monitor the French defender closely. Barcelona hope their long-term sporting project can eventually pursue the player, but Arsenal remains under no pressure to negotiate. Elsewhere, former Liverpool midfielder Fabinho has hinted that he would welcome an opportunity to join Real Madrid. The Brazilian is currently a free agent after leaving Al Ittihad and openly described Los Blancos as the biggest club in the world because he would arrive without a transfer fee. Fabinho could become an attractive low-cost option for Real Madrid as they prepare for another demanding campaign across multiple competitions. While signing a midfielder is not currently the club's top priority, his experience and tactical intelligence could still make him a valuable addition. Manchester United are also preparing an ambitious move for Real Madrid midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni. According to journalist Andy Martin, the French international is the club's dream replacement for Casemiro. Although Tchouameni is reportedly happy in Madrid, he would consider a move to Old Trafford if Real Madrid decide to cash in. The Spanish are believed to value the 26-year-old midfielder at around 100 million euros, making him one of the most expensive targets on United shortlist this summer. Finally, Manchester United are closing in on another major signing. The transfer expert Fabrizio Romano reports that an agreement has been reached with Chelsea for the transfer of Brazilian midfielder Andre Santos. The 22-year-old is expected to undergo his medical within the next 24 hours before signing a 5-year contract at Old Trafford. According to The Athletic, United will pay a total package of 15 million euros, including 48 million euros upfront and an additional 2 million euros in performance-related bonuses. If completed, Santos will provide fresh energy, creativity, and technical quality in midfield as Manchester United continue reshaping their squad ahead of the new season.